A haunting encounter on a winter's night. Winter 1984. The biting chill of winter had settled over everything as I waited for my medical school classes to begin. To pass the time, I decided to take a short vacation, escaping to a hill station about 250 miles from my hometown. A mother's company. I wasn't alone on this trip, my mother accompanied me. She had spent much of her youth in this region, and her presence made the journey feel comforting. I was behind the wheel, driving us through the winding roads with confidence. A quiet retreat. We spent 3 peaceful days at the hill station, basking in the tranquility that only such remote places can offer. But, as all vacations do, ours came to an end, and we prepared to head back home. Late evening departure. We decided to leave in the late evening, hoping to make some progress on our journey before night fully set in. The cold air of January nipped at our faces as we drove away from the hill station. The shortcut. As we drove, my mother suggested taking a shortcut she remembered from her youth. Trusting her instincts, I took the detour. But as the road narrowed and the night grew darker, I began to regret the decision. Midnight on a lonely road. It was nearly midnight when we found ourselves on a desolate, single-lane road. The path was barely used by anyone, and the silence was only broken by the soft hum of the car's engine. Thick bushes flanked the road on either side, their dense foliage seeming almost impenetrable. Vigilant driving. My mother had fallen asleep beside me, leaving me alone with my thoughts as I drove. The cold was seeping into the car, and I kept my eyes trained on the road ahead. The stranger in the dark. Suddenly, out of the corner of my eye, I saw movement. A man emerged from the bushes, almost a man. He raised his thumb, signaling for a lift, but something about the situation felt wrong. Without hesitation, I sped past him, my heart racing. A chilling realization. As the car sped forward, a thought struck me like a bolt of lightning. How could someone be out here in the freezing cold of January? And those bushes, no one could pass through them unscathed. Looking back, my hands trembled slightly as I glanced into the rearview mirror. What I saw made my blood run cold. The center of the road, where the man had stood, was now engulfed in flames. The fire flickered eerily, casting long shadows into the night. Overcome with fear. Despite priding myself on my bravery, I was gripped with a fear unlike anything I'd ever felt before. My foot pressed down hard on the accelerator, and the car roared as it sped down the deserted road, waking my mother. The sudden burst of speed woke my mother. I quickly told her what had happened, my voice shaking as I tried to make sense of it all. A haunting mystery. My mother listened quietly, her face pale in the dim light of the dashboard. Neither of us could explain what I had seen, and the silence that followed was heavy with unspoken fears. Seeking an explanation. Even now, I can't find a logical explanation for what happened that night. The image of the man and the flames haunts me, a mystery that remains unsolved. Thanks for watching.